Hey guys, just some breaking news about the Starship Flight 8, which was supposed to be this Friday, but now it has slipped until no earlier than Monday, March 3rd. However, the FAA launch license was just green lighted, and that announcement was made on Thursday, so it could have technically worked on Friday, but for some reason, they had to slip the launch. Now, on Monday, the launch window will open at 5:30 p.m. Central Time, and you can bet that I will be down there for live coverage for you. In fact, I'll be driving down Sunday, and so I hope that you guys are able to tune into my live stream because I will be joined by Scott Balcom with his amazing Hollywood quality cameras again, and Joe Tegmeyer, of course. So hopefully you guys are able to tune in for that. But one exciting thing also happened recently. Starbase had both of their chopsticks working the launch towers. So we saw some movement with the Pad B chopsticks, and the Pad A chopsticks did some open and closing of their arms around booster 15 before both were lowered. So yeah, on Wednesday, the hot stage ring was removed from booster 15. And of course, this will give them more time to do inspections and final checkouts ahead of Ship 34's arrival and stacking for the flight. Which, because it wasn't stacked yesterday, we were thinking that it would be delayed, and there were some rumors and rumblings, and it turned out to be true. So even though the Starship flight is delayed a few days, maybe this gives more time for the Intuitive Machines mission to be in the spotlight. That's right, on Wednesday, SpaceX successfully launched the IM-2, set to land at the lunar South Pole in early March. And this is the second lunar mission of 2025 that SpaceX has launched. The first one involved the Firefly Blue Ghost and the Hakuto R M2 Resilience landers. And for this launch, the IM-2 lander also has 3 additional secondary payloads. But let's talk about the primary payload. Intuitive Machines IM-2 is a commercial lander, and it's built right here in Texas, yeehaw, by Texas-based Intuitive Machines. Now, IM-2 is part of the CLPS projects, or the Commercial Lunar Payload Services experiments. There are many for science and technology demonstrations. So the goal of this mission is to land a drill and mass spectrometer on the moon's south pole to search for water ice. So this will demonstrate the ability to hunt for water on the moon, demonstrate lunar mobility, analyze volatile substances from subsurface materials, and measure the volatile content of subsurface samples. IM-2 also has a micronova hopper, which is a drone with a neutron spectrometer to explore a permanently shadowed crater. I feel like so smart saying that. Yes, the micronova hopper, a neutron spectrometer. It sounds so cool. So anyway, that happened, and then I woke up to the news that Katy Perry, along with some other women, are going to be on a Blue Origin flight. So Katy Perry, along with Gayle King, Lauren Sanchez, Aisha Bowe, Amanda Wynn, and Carrie Ann Flynn are scheduled to participate in an historic all-female space mission aboard Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket this spring, which we're pretty close to spring. This mission, named New Shepard NS-31, will mark the first all-female crew flight since Valentina Tereshkova's solo mission in 1963, which a lot of people are like, why is this news that Katy Perry is going across the Kármán line? But also it seems like everyone is sharing about this, so it is news. It's pretty cool to see such a well-known celebrity do this, and I know that there's a lot of hate for some of the Blue Origin joyrides and, rich people being able to do this, but I don't know. I'm rooting for her, and I think that it's cool. Apparently, she has a daughter, and she's trying to inspire her daughter by doing this, and, I mean, let's make no mistake, if I were able to do this, I would be a little bit scared. I mean, there have only been 52 people that have been quote unquote sent to space by Blue Origin, which, they have a good track record, but it's still fairly new. So we've made this analogy time and time again, but I just really think there is, a relation to the early days of aviation and it being for the rich, and now it's for everyone. So the more we do these flights, even if they're for, rich celebrities or rich people, the sooner I think they'll be able to make it viable for the rest of us. So I also think that it's interesting that so many news outlets have broken this news, yet Katy Perry still hasn't posted anything about it to her 105.4 million followers. What the heck is going on? Anyway, it wasn't that long ago that she was posing with the Cybertruck when it was also, just out and really being sent to only a few people with certain status, if you know what I mean. So it seems like she's, playing for both teams, Elon Musk and now Jeff Bezos. Anyway, I also think that it's interesting that Lauren Sanchez will now be going because, as many of you know, Jeff Bezos has already gone. And so maybe we'll see Elon Musk go on a launch someday. I'm not exactly sure when that's going to happen, but it's really interesting to me that Jeff Bezos and, Richard Branson have both gone to space. However, Elon Musk still has not, but perhaps he's needed for more things here on Earth. I gotta say, it's been really interesting as someone who covers SpaceX full time to just see the divide that Elon Musk has caused. And a lot of people are saying, how can I support him? They can't watch my channel anymore. And I just have to say, I'm really here to cover space news. Sometimes the remarks that Elon makes do have to do with certain news about space. But listen, I'm trying to keep this channel dedicated to SpaceX, to space, to what's going on with Starliner, etc. So I'm trying to be impartial and neutral and just a journalist here. But it has been unfortunate to see how many people hate Elon, hate Tesla now, hate SpaceX. I think it's important to note that SpaceX has thousands of workers across different states that are working to make this dream of going to Mars a reality. So I don't know why that can't get support, but I don't know. It's just been an interesting time, and the internet has become more hateful than ever. Yay! So yeah, there you have it. Starship Flight 8. You've heard it here first, maybe, perhaps. It will be on Monday, and hopefully it actually goes on Monday. It looks like the weather is going to be a lot better than the last time we had a launch Flight 7. And we're still unsure why the delay happened. Could be hardware related, but now we have the FAA launch license, so we're good to go on that front. So I will see you all Monday, and thanks so much for watching my channel.